Shalom. I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to my Akim, who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Yakalia from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about the times that we're in, man, which is the end of the rulership of the Edomites, who are these so-called white people. All right, we're at the end of their kingdom, and when it is that this kingdom is ending, that several prophecies will be coming to pass. At the top of the list that we are looking most forward to at this moment in time is the Mark of the Beast prophecy, which is that microchip. And we're looking forward to that one the most right now, because when that prophecy becomes fulfilled, when it, we enter that period of, as it is spoken about in Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, that hour of temptation, then it's going to move very quickly, man. All right, the World War III prophecy, as it is spoken about in Revelation, 11 verse 14, I believe, or 14 verse 11, one of them. Okay, the World War III prophecy, that will pop off, and then, that's the War of Armageddon that's spoken about in Revelation chapter 16. And of course, in Joel chapter 3, starting at about verse 9, it talks about proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, and then the rest of it, when you read down, basically Yahweh Shemishah is going to be bringing all of, or putting all of those heathen nations, man, that have nuclear capabilities and they have armies and everything over there in the area, which will be deemed as Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh's judgment, which is over there in the so-called Middle East. In the book of Joel chapter 2 verse 20, it talks about that, man. All right, the place, the East River, which is talking about the Euphrates River and the Red Sea, okay, and the East Sea, rather, which is talking about the Red Sea. So that's the area of contention over there in the so-called Middle East, and that's why we're seeing all of these things going on over there with the state of Israel and Palestine, and when you look at the Palestinian relations, it's starting to segue into what is Iran going to do. You know what I'm saying? Which this is all a part of biblical prophecy. In the book of Jeremiah, it talks about the least of the flock shall draw them out, and the least of the flock is talking about the state of Israel. All right, those Amalekites, which is a tribe of Esau, Edom, these so-called white people, they're going to draw out America to war over there, man. And in that same Joel chapter 2, verse 20, it talks about that America and NATO are going to be going over there, man. All right, so we in those times, of course, as well, the other prophecy, Jacob's trouble, which is the time of great tribulation, that will be coming upon all people. That's coming. You know what I'm saying? The famine of the word, the destruction of America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great, the delivery of the elect of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? The persecution of the prophets, all of these things are coming, man. And we're at the end. Now it is only a matter of time before it does end, because we're in that last portion at this very moment in time. So this 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. All right, so these prophecies, man, all right, we're literally seeing Yahweh Shemishai build up towards these prophecies before they are fully fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the heights will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's what the Most High is doing, man. All right, we're seeing all kinds of things happening. There's a channel called Jason A, which on YouTube, which he posts videos in regards to all kinds of destruction that is happening around the world, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're all seeing the chariots and things like that. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. So this is a common thing at this point. All right, the earthquakes, it's so common an earthquake occurring that people have just gotten used to it, you know? And then the uproars of the people in the world, that's just been going on for like, since what? For a good while now, you know what I'm saying? Last year, this year, you know, the people just out there, they're protesting. All right, they're upset with their governments, they're upset with the situation that they're living in. And you know what Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2 says about that? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the people are clearly mourning all across the world. Ain't nobody happy. All right, ain't nobody happy. Even these so-called white people out there, these Edomites, a lot of them are suffering, man. And they're starting to suffer even more because we're in that transition period where they are falling out of their blessing. Their blessing is slowly but surely being taken away from them. So they're suffering out here, man. All right. So we're seeing all of these things. So once again, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear through, the people mourn. So these so-called white people are clearly in rulership. You know what I'm saying? Their language dominates, their currency dominates. Those two things, that's all you need to look at, really, to see that they are clearly in rulership. Okay? And so the wicked are going to be taken out of power very soon. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So what this is saying is that this was all written, the script was written by Yahweh from the very beginning, and now it is simply just being played out. All right. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And the end of this world, yes, Salakia, the end of this world, which is talking about the end of this age. All right. The end of this age, man. The end of the rulership of the so-called white man, the Edomites, is coming to an end, and the end is manifest, right? So it's manifesting in front of y'all eyes, man. All right. You're literally seeing the deterioration and the crumbling of a vile, abominable, wicked kingdom. All right. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And we're going to be seeing these things on a much higher scale, man. You know, right now we're seeing the manifestation of the chariots, which they've always been here. You know, they're just starting to show themselves more frequently. There's a brother on YouTube, like an actual brother, like an Akia, I believe. He posts videos daily, sometimes several videos in regards to the chariots, man. All right, and the way that they've been manifesting themselves. But, you know, besides the chariots, all kinds of things are going to be happening, you know, in these last days. You know, when you look at the time of the when we were leaving Egypt and all of the plagues that hit Egypt and the apparitions that formed, and, you know, all kinds of things are going to be happening, man. Things that people have never seen before in this lifetime, you know, or even in any lifetime, you know. Just all kinds of things are going to be happening, and it's going to be a very terrible time that is coming to this earth, man. All right? A very, very terrible time. All right? And then that's why in Jeremiah, not Jeremiah, but Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, it says that it is like, well, you know, Jacob's trouble, and then Jeremiah chapter 12. Actually, let me just get that, since my mind is low-key kind of blanking on how to quote it correctly. All right, Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, which is talking about Michael, the archangel, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, which is talking about the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So the elect will be delivered, man, the elect of the nation of Israel. But it's going to be a time such as never was since a nation, man. And we've been through a lot of stuff, man, as a nation. The children of Israel, we've been through a lot of stuff. When you go through the scriptures, we've been through a lot of hell, man. But this is going to be the worst period in time that we will ever face. So you can only imagine what it's going to be like. Wait, well, actually, you can't even imagine it, man. All right, it's going to be awful out there. And if you don't have the hedge of Yahweh Shemeshai and the angels protecting and guiding you in those times, man, you're completely through. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, right? So shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So the elect have been sanctified from the very, 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 very beginning. All right, so It don't matter what the elect does, man, in terms of going off, not following the law, statutes, and commandments, or, all of that kind of stuff, man. It don't matter what the elect does. The elect were chosen from the very beginning, from the foundation, as I believe it says in Ephesians chapter 1. So the elect, will simply just be saved, man. That it is an election. The Most High chose those spirits to be a part of the elect. And then, back right here, verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. Now, the scriptures say that for ye are saved by faith and not of yourselves. And it says that but not of works, lest any man boast. Right? It is faith that will save you. But it mentions works here because, a part of your faith is doing these works. You know what I'm saying? When we go out on the highways and byways, it's through faith that we do these things. When we do these videos, it is by faith that we do these things. So it all goes hand in hand. But like keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, that ain't gonna save you. Okay? That is why Yahushua came. All right? That is why Yahushua came. Because if it was by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, there would be no nation that would be saved, man. Okay, we wouldn't receive salvation as a nation, the nation of Israel. Okay, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Right. So all these people, man, that reject the word of Yahweh Shemeshai, they gonna have to eat that judgment, and that's the 2/3 up in America that will be destroyed, and the rest of the wicked Israelites around the world that reject Yahweh Shemeshai. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Right? So, a lot of our people, man, they do, the Most High does bless them. The Most High blesses us as well. The Most High gives us enough food, water, and raiment, what is sufficient in this captivity. You know what I'm saying? But there are individuals in this captivity who are, who receive certain kinds of blessings, and they don't turn and thank Yahweh Shemeshai or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And even when you don't, if you feel like you're not receiving or whatever the situation is, you're supposed to still praise Yahweh Shemeshai, because at the end of the day, your situation could be much worse than it is, man. And believe that. You know what I'm saying? Out here in Jamaica, in the downtown Kingston area, you see all kinds of spirits down there, man. All kinds of spirits. And when I'm talking about all kinds of spirits, I'm talking about people in a physical form walking around. They're completely mad. Completely mad. You literally have mad people like in downtown. And I mentioned that place because like I recently went down there and I saw some really crazy bugged out people down there, you know what I'm saying? Walking in the streets naked and things like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And just completely bugged out. All right, with a legion of spirits upon them. All right, foul spirits are guiding these people, and it has made them crazy. Okay, so your life can always be way worse than it is. Okay, so you're always supposed to praise Yahweh Shemeshai regardless. But those that have received benefits, they don't care. They don't even praise the Most High any at all. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. So once again, the non-elect members of the nation of Israel will have to face the judgments that are coming. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, all right, talks about these things. The scriptures talk about the time that is coming, the time of great tribulation, the time of death, famine, destruction, pestilences, all these things are coming. So these things will be ravaging the non-election of the nation of Israel. And then the rest of you heathen, just to let y'all know, y'all just gonna face these things regardless, man. Okay? And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. And, that's it. When you read that, man, it just reinforces that to let you know that this really is just about the elect. At this moment in time, it is all about the elect of the nation of Israel. So, speaking for myself, I don't care about the non-elect members, as it says in 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 22, let the multitude perish that were born in vain. They were born in vain. They're simply side characters in the movie right now, and they will come back when the kingdom of heaven is established through the elect members, man. But it's all about the elect, right? So this word is for the elect. This word is about waking up the elect at this moment in time. And so eventually we're going to get the hell out of here. But, we in the time, we're at the end. All right. And, I really spoke on this one precept, but I actually have well, I guess that's the spirit, man. That's the spirit. Okay. So I guess I'll just have to bring out those videos in another video. But yeah, man, that's just what it is. All right. So with that, I like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shem Yeshai, Bashem Kodesh, Wa Abad, Babal, Shalom.